Hey, what's shaking, guys? It's Kerry Sullivan with RockstarTriathlete.com again, and today I'm going to give you some more triathlon training tips. And one of the big mistakes I see a lot of triathletes make out there is not doing strength training. A lot of the time they think, oh, if I do strength training, I'm going to be big and bulky and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I look at the pro triathletes out there and they're nice and lean and doesn't look like they ever touch a weight. Well, there's definitely certain ways that you can strength train and get awesome results for triathlon. And one of the ways that you can do that is through doing things such as fire hydrants. Do you know what a fire hydrant is? Just check it out. Or doing lateral band walks, or another thing, planks, working on core stability, working on muscles that you don't use particularly a lot in triathlon type motions are going to help you in the long term stay healthy and avoid injuries. The other thing that you can do to use strength training is avoid hypertrophy work. Hypertrophy basically falls into the category where you're doing repetitions to failure in the around 9 to 16 reps, sometimes 18 reps, depending on what source you're going off of in the books and texts and journals and things of that nature. But in that range, and you're doing anywhere from 2 to 4 sets at a time, that's when you're doing hypertrophy work. Hypertrophy work is when you're actually building bigger muscle cells. That's the gist of it, the kind of Cliff Notes version of what hypertrophy work is. So basically, staying out of those weight ranges when you're doing weight work will help you avoid getting bulked up and Arnold-like, as they say, right? You have to pump you up, right? All right. Next thing is ignoring data. I see a lot of triathletes just go out there and they're just running and they're like, yay, I went for this run, but they don't know how far they went. They're not using any kind of heart rate monitors or GPS or whatever. And don't get me wrong, you can go in the opposite direction and get too caught up in those things, but you need something to measure, because that which does not get measured cannot be improved. So you need something to measure things by in order to gauge your improvement. And the last thing I see a lot of triathletes make, and especially the guys at the Ironman distances, I see a lot of athletes more and more getting to big races such as Ironman and half Ironman, and it's their first race ever, or first triathlon ever. And I really don't suggest doing that. The reason being is doing shorter races is going to help you develop other types of skills that are involved in triathlon, such as your transitions. It's going to help you develop that kind of mental toughness as well, because in race situations you're going to face a lot of different things. You might get bumped or jostled on the swim. You're going to have to start figuring out what's going to work for you in a race situation nutritionally, when to fuel, when not to fuel, what works, what doesn't work. And mentally, just knowing how to deal with the race day, butterflies leading up to the race and during the race. And so come race day, all these situations that you face are going to feel normal. You're going to just be like, hey, I've done this. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. And you'll feel a lot more comfortable, making you have a much better race day experience. If you like these tips, feel free to pass them on. And if you go to RockstarTriathlete.com, you can get tons more tips just like this one. And other than that, rock on and have a good day. Bye-bye.